Moon Knight issue number 13. I cannot believe we made it 13 issues into this book. I also can't believe that this book has been good for 13 issues. That is almost unheard of for any story. Holy crap. I'm impressed. I am just blown away by what Jed MacKay has been doing with this book. It's just so perfect. Like, it's exactly a classic Moon Knight story in the making, and it feels so authentic. It feels so fun. It's brilliant. So this time around, Federico Sabatini is doing the artwork. The last time that he touched it was issue 7, I do believe. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the work, but this time around, it is a little bit more condensed. And I do think it's a little bit closer to what Cappuccio's doing. I'm really digging what this book looks like. So we're done with the Zodiac stuff. Everything with that is wrapped up. We had a bunch of zombie Moon Knights come in and show up and kick his ass. It's really cool. And then this book, it's just to set up the future coming on the story. It's really fun. So we meet this guy called the Tutor, who I'm sure is an existing character that I don't know of, because if there's one thing Jed MacKay loves to do with this book, it's give us characters that already exist and just reinvent them in some way. But this man named the Tutor is talking to Taskmaster. And Taskmaster's like, yeah, look, I'll kill this guy, I'll do that thing. Everything's great. Like, I love killing. But when it comes to Moon Knight, the short answer is don't. I love that. Which, of course, we haven't seen the Moon Knight and Taskmaster interaction in a long time now, because that was in the Houston run back in the day, and that was like over a decade ago now. Holy cow, that's insane. So we actually cut to the sunrise in New York City, and we see Mark has a couple of vampires just tied up on pillars, letting the sunrise come. He's like, okay, guys, here's what's about to happen. The sun's going to come in, and you're going to die, so give me some information on the Tutor, and we're going to get it all done okay? Does that sound good? Does that sound good? But nobody's willing to tell him anything. And as that scene is happening, we're intercutting with Taskmaster and Tutor just talking about taking on Moon Knight and how that's going to go. And one of the things I really love about this book, because again, Jed MacKay did a fantastic Taskmaster book. If you haven't read that, it is incredible. One thing the guy is really good at doing for Taskmaster is just being like, he is a capable, confident dude, but he knows when it's above his pay grade and he knows when to back down. He's like, I can beat up a lot of people, but this guy was trained by a lot of different things. There are so many things going on with him. The Marines, the CIA, freelance work, you put Bushman in there. The dude has a history for being intense and scary. It has a really cool line that I loved. I just love how this is a description of Moon Knight. He's a blade that's been sharpened by a lot of stones. That is so cool. That's a really good description of it. It's like, yeah, he has been through so many different things and have done so many different stuff that he is pretty much unpredictable and terrifying. I love that Taskmaster's like, yeah, I'm not fighting this guy. He is a loose cannon and dangerous. And we cut back to Mark, and he has one vampire left, and he wants this guy to talk with the Tutor. But he's like, I'm not talking, bro. You have defectors with you. That's bullshit, bro. And Moon Knight's like, well, screw it then. Let's skip right to the end. Pushes the guy into the fire. That is the sun. And he burns up in the sunlight. And I'm like, that's awesome. So there is a defector potentially working with Mark Spector. We know it's Reese, and perhaps other ones that are being made here. And then we cut back to Tutor and Taskmaster, and he's like, well, he's just a man, Taskmaster. Don't be such a pussy. But Taskmaster's like, okay, you want to know what Moon Knight is? I'll tell you what Moon Knight is. Here's what Moon Knight is, okay? And he pulls out a .45 ACP hollow point, a flying ashtray is what he calls it. And he's talking about what Moon Knight is while Moon Knight is saving a bunch of people that were kidnapped by Tutor. And basically it's like, he is a bullet, you know? You just see it's like a plain little thing, but when it goes through you, it destroys you, it shreds up your insides and ruins your life. It twists you up from every single thing. Soft tissue trauma, everything is broken inside of you. That's Moon Knight. If you get in his path, he's going to screw you up and spit you out and just annihilate you. That's what he does. That's what he does. He's a bullet. You shoot a bullet into somebody, it's going to mess them up. It's just a clear path for them to go through you, but your insides are messed up. That's Moon Knight. You get in his way, he'll be fine on the other side, but you're going to be screwed up. Tutor's like, that's a very theatrical description. He's like, yeah, well, I'm wearing pyre boots and a skull mask. Did you not notice that? I love that. Because this is both in character to previous interpretations of Taskmaster and the one MacKay was writing himself in that Taskmaster book. I really dug it. And Tutor's like, look, dude, The point is, he's got defectors that are working for him, 4 vampires who should be mine that he took from me. Nobody makes vampires without them going through me, babe. That's the thing I don't like. So we got to stop that. And as he's saying that, Marc is now talking to Dr. Sternum, and they're just kind of apologizing, or Marc's trying to like just understand why he is feeling so bad for the death of Soldier. It's like, it's not your fault. These are things that he chose to do himself. The guilt will not eat you up. And he's starting to maybe understand that he shouldn't take responsibility for this, and that's kind of interesting. And as that's happening, we cut back to Tigra and Reese. They're having a conversation. Reese is like, okay, so Steven. What's up with Steven? Can we talk about Steven? Why did that just happen? Greer is brushing it off, talking about another Jed McKay book. It's like, oh, Midnight Man's back. Look at that in this book. That's kind of fun. Wait, no, it's not the Midnight Man. I was like, yeah, Midnight Man. Because Jed McKay just introduced a new Moon Knight villain in Strange number 4. But that's not Midnight Man, is it? Is that one it's Randall? I can't remember. Just introduce a new Midnight Man and villains all over the place. So Greer just shrugs it off. She doesn't say anything about it. It's like, look, it's not my place to say that story. You'll have to deal with it forever. But if you're feeling bad about Soldier and you hear a voice outside like, hey, you guys talking about me? Well, looks like Soldier's alive. He was turned into a vampire. Soldier didn't die. He's back as a vampire. And it's pretty sick. And that is the thing that Tudor's getting upset about, because Reese went against him, is now working with Moon Knight. Reese turned him into a vampire. Nobody turns into a vampire unless the Tudor says so. So he's like, here's the thing. I'm going to give you a great deal of money. It's a great opportunity for you, Taskmaster. All you got to do is kill Moon Knight. And Taskmaster's like, no. He's like, are you scared? Really? The Taskmaster is scared of the Moon Knight? He's like, have you not been listening to me? Of course I'm scared. I will take on Spider-Man, Daredevil, and hell, I'll even take on Captain America. But that man crashed a helicopter into a building to get at me, like I need to live through my own personal 9/11 again. I love that. That is such a Taskmaster thing. He's like, I'm not doing that. Good luck with whatever journey you're going on, Tudor. I'm not killing him for you. I love that. And we just cut to an epic scene where Marc is just laying waste to a bunch of vampires, just slicing through them with a silver sword, taking them out big time. It's epic. It looks anime. It's really fun. And when he's done, you just hear a voice in the background, and Taskmaster's sitting on top of a pillar like, hey, yo, dude, the Tudor, like, he wanted me to kill you. He offered me a pile of money to do it. I turned him down. And I feel like if you want to know what's about to happen to you in the upcoming days, it has nothing to do with me. And Mark's like, why are you telling me this? He's like, well, mainly because I'm scared of you, and just call it, like, you know, a courtesy call, you know, one professional to another. Marc is like, I'm nothing like you. But Tasky's like, oh, no, you're right. You used to be like me, but now you're worse. You're a monster. Oh, I love it. I love that. The two cloaked white costumed dudes, just both insane in their own ways. I love it. That's such good writing. You really get both these characters, Jed. I'm super impressed and super jealous that you're doing something so incredible. We see the Tudor again talking to some people, and looks like he actually hired some folks to help him out, and they are Nameen, and Grand Mal. And you're like, okay, two obscure characters again to do something. Looking very 90s and stupid. I love it, dude. That's great. I love what you're doing here, Jed. Keep it up, brother. It's so fun. We cut to the end of the book. We see Reese walks in, and she just wants to talk to Marc about everything. She's like, you going to tell me who Steven is? Like, what is going on with Fan? He's like, I just can't tonight, Reese, okay? But soon I will tell you about it, I promise. And we see Mr. Knight does the classic pose. He's like, I think it's time to talk, gentlemen. And we see Steven's in like an office, and Jake is, I guess, on like a roller coaster or something. And the gentlemen, all of the Moon Knight personas, are about to have a conversation. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like, that is so cool. How did you balance so many great beats in this story? You have every supporting character acting in character in this book. You're introducing a couple of new villains in the entire new story arc for you, while having Taskmaster explain in several different moments why Moon Knight is a threat. You know, he's a blade sharpened by many stones. He's a bullet that will pierce through you. He's like me, but he's worse and he's crazier. How are you doing all of that work in the span of these pages, man. You are setting up so many great storylines, introducing so many great characters. And the thing, I don't really talk about it enough with this book, but I just love the way everybody in this universe, and especially in this series, is talking about Moon Knight like he's a force of nature, where he's just like an immovable object that when he comes into your life, you better watch out because you're done for. I love that description. I love how that's going. This book is just incredible. And this issue, it is just setting everything up. It is kind of filler in that aspect, but you needed it. You needed this to show you, like, this is how intense things are getting. This is the story going forward. I really, really like what this issue did. So strong, so creative. Sabatini's artwork, it's looking better. I will say I liked this more than the other issue. And the writing is just as strong as it has ever been. I am blown away that a Moon Knight book is continuing to impress me this much, because it shouldn't. No Moon Knight book should be this good. Most of them are pretty average. I still love them. But this one's just... it's insanely cool and creative and fun, and I cannot believe it's one of the top-selling books in comics right now. That is really cool to see. It just goes to show you, anybody can make any character cool. And Jed MacKay turned Moon Knight into, I would say, a top-selling book, and I would say a household name. Might be the TV show, but this is probably doing a better job of showing you a cool character. So Moon Knight, issue number 13. I am going to give a 9 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.